I'm Ellie Blackburn.
And I'm Bonnie Toogood.
And this is
Off the Leash.
Proudly brought to you by the Pancake Parlor.
Lovely.
Alrighty, Bonnie, we are back. Another episode of Off the Leash.
It's been a little while, Elle, hasn't it?
It has been.
It's been hectic.
Mate, it has been full on.
Most of the time I don't know what day it is.
No.
That's how hectic it's been.
I know, there was some moments in there where I think the Gold Coast game, that we came back, we flew back on the Wednesday after playing on the Tuesday night. And I was like, is today Sunday? I was like, I actually don't know what day it is anymore.
It's so trippy.
It was Thursday. No, it was Wednesday.
It was Wednesday, see?
Yeah.
Still don't know.
I don't actually know.
Today's Friday, but it could be Wednesday.
It could be. Who knows anymore?
No, after that one, I woke up Wednesday morning in Gold Coast being like,
where are we?
Are we up? Are we down? It didn't help that my roommate was Elle Bennett's, and she
Just say
I'm going to throw you under the bus
Just
here,
say
Elle, but she plays rain. She plays rain to calm and to go to sleep. You know, those rain droplets. And
Yeah.
So, yeah, and she asked me, I was like, do you mind if I play this to go to bed? And I was assuming it was on like a 40-minute timer.
No, all night, woke up
all night.
Is it raining?
And I legitimately had like moments throughout the night because it turned torrential. Like it wasn't just calm pitter patter. It was like torrential rain. And I'd kid you not, and I kind of left the door to the balcony a little bit ajar, so that kept rattling throughout the night because I forgot I didn't close it fully. And I woke up and I was like, there is a storm in the room. I don't know what to do.
Kind of naughty.
And I was like, it was fine. Like I would then listen to the music and the rain, and I'm like, calming. Back to sleep. And then I'd wake up again, be like, it's raining inside. So I was just a bit all over the shop after that one.
Big shout out to Naughty.
Yes. It's a huge throw under the bus, that one.
I got to room on my own for that trip, which was great.
Is that captain privileges?
Yeah, I definitely think there's certain people that get the honour of doing that. I got it. And then Lammy got it in the Perth trip. So
She did.
She needed it though.
Yeah, she needed it probably more than you.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
I was willing to sacrifice and take one for the team. You're welcome, Lammy.
Gosh, you're good.
Mate, we're back again. Another episode. Big thanks to the lovely The Pancake Parlor.
We love the Pancake Parlor.
We love the Pancake Parlor. Shrove Tuesday was the other day.
It was.
Mate, huge day for the parlour.
I could imagine.
Yeah.
One pancake day.
Yep, pancake day.
Is. Everyone's going to the parlour.
Yep. It was awesome. It was a great day. So many people dived into pancakes and all that. I just so happened to bring in a goodie box into the club.
You did do that. You did. You threw it out to the girlies on the WhatsApp group.
Yep.
And who's keen for some pancakes? And I don't think you've had more replies.
No. I normally try and organise, send me a GIF and stuff like that, or send an emoji or
send me your favourite emoji.
To know I get a response, because the group chat sometimes, when I put stuff in, that's just, we're not talking to Ellie today, but I got a lot of responses and I think I became a favourite. Do you agree?
Favourite stretch?
For 5 minutes.
For 5 minutes, yes. You know what though? Pancakes pre-training was a game changer.
It was a hit.
I think I best I've trained.
Oh,
I was fueled, carved up, ready to go.
You are welcome.
Thank you so much.
So a big thank you to the Pancake Parlor.
I appreciate
for the lovely pancakes.
Yes.
That was great.
I may have indulged a little too much maybe, but that's okay.
Oh well.
We ran it off, so we're fine.
We'll do it anyway. Bon, how have you been anyway? So let's recap and why the podcast has struggled to record an episode over the last little bit. It has been full on. We had... I keep saying it the wrong way. I'm like, we had 30 games in 7 days. It was actually, we had 7 games in 30 days. But I'm like, who actually knows what the answer is? There was a few interstate trips there. We've been to Sydney, we've been to Gold Coast, we went to Adelaide, to WA, and we're down at Ballarat on Sunday.
Our home away from home.
We'll touch on that shortly. But it has been a whirlwind of a few weeks, or
a month.
A month or so.
Well,
so
if you think about it, when we've gone to play 7 games, it's normally in about 7 weeks.
Yeah.
So we've jumped in. I think we've handled it really well as a group.
I agree.
Like really well. It's something that we've never experienced before. And if I be totally honest with you, it was tough. Obviously, not knowing what day it was
Totally.
a big number for the brain. But it was more the, you know, fairly taxing on the body, and we had some hot games in there as well. So we weren't just recovering from a game of footy. We were recovering from a 35-degree game in Adelaide, and then, you know, backing up that week into 3 games in 9 days. Look, it's something that we had to do. We didn't shy away from how tough it was going to be, but it was hard. It was hard. How are you? How are you, more importantly?
To be honest, I'm pretty wrecked from it all. My body is held up relatively okay, but I can just feel my body just being like, Ellie, you have pushed the limit here. We are starting to put our walls up and let you know that you have overdone it. And I think for me mentally as well, that's probably been the biggest battle is like, you think about it, it's like, 7 games in 30 days. And, you know, for players, it's like, woohoo, we just get to play games. But it's like, no, we're playing games on Tuesdays and then Fridays. And it's like, that's taking up your working week as well. So if you think about it, you're trying to work in between when you're trying to plan for the next team that you're trying to play against and work out a bit of strategy and, you know, how are you going to beat the opposition. You're just like, well, we don't have much time to really work on this. We've got one training session to work on it, but it's not even a training session.
It's not a training session. It's like
it's
a captain's run. It's a recovery because of the scheduling and everything. It means that training session isn't being able to be used in a really effective way. It's like, okay, make sure people's bodies have recovered. Can't do too many Ks because we don't want them to be cooked for tomorrow's game. All our staff and our medical team have been on top of it. It would have
amazing.
been wild to plan. It's been wild to live, so wild to plan. We obviously thank them so much
completely
for the work that they did over this time and continue to do. But you're exactly right. Like, we couldn't. We're going into that Adelaide game. Like, that was actually a 6-day break going into that game.
I know. What happens when you get a bit of rest?
Bit of rest and 2 solid training sessions in. Look what we were able to do. So I guess we saw that again against West Coast. That was also another 6-day break. Going in there. So had 2 solid sessions on the track, and this week we've had one good run and we'll have another one tonight. And hopefully bring our best against the old reigning premiers.
I know. And that takes us to the weekend. It's going to be big. And it's going to be, like, it's hard for the group right now, and you're trying to rein in the thoughts and the conversations that are being had, because it's like what do you plan? Like, how do you sort of plan next week? Like, do we organise our training schedule as per normal? We don't really know what's happening. Saturday, obviously, will tell us a lot. So Collingwood come up against Richmond.
Yes.
That game will be huge. If Collingwood win, obviously we know our fate.
Yes.
But if Richmond win, Tiger time to step up here, Richmond.
Tiger time.
We have an opportunity to play finals. But it's going to be really tough, because I rate Brisbane really highly. I think they're an outstanding side. Obviously the reigning premiers, but geez, they've won some big games and won them pretty comfortably of late as well. So
they've also had a similar schedule to us as well, and that they were able to get some W's on the board during that time too.
Yeah.
So,
which is so impressive.
Yeah, absolutely.
So impressive. So Saturday, Bon, watching the game, what's already going through your head with it, and it's hard because you don't want to think about it too much. You want to focus on what we can control, and at the end of the day, like, all we can control is how we play. But, like, you do think about it, right? Yeah,
your mind for sure slips into thinking about the uncontrollables, and I guess every time I talk about it, I am somewhat disappointed that our fate isn't in our own hands, and that's not completely controllable. That we are depending on what the result is with that Richmond Collingwood game.
Damn it!
But it's the journey that we're on, and obviously have to just accept that. Your mind goes to, you know, what are the processes as a team that we need to do to make sure that we hit the park being able to beat them on the weekend, because for us, we want to play finals. I
Yep.
don't know what team doesn't want to play finals.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure that my body's ready, that, you know, tonight we have a good fun session, we work on the things that we need to and have a clear plan going into the weekend.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure what that plan looks like yet. I've got some thoughts, but my thoughts don't get listened to very often, so who cares what Bonnie thinks.
Just kick me the ball deep inside 50, please. That's
Let's
Bonnie's
just
thoughts.
kick goals.
Let's kick goals.
Kick goals, take marks. Simple.
Simple, right? It
Pretty
is.
simple.
It is a simple game.
What do you reckon? What thoughts are going through your brain at the moment?
Well, it's tough. I agree. It's frustrating that fate is not in our hands, that we can't control the situation. And I'm a person that I don't love control, but I love control. Like,
I think it's pretty like human to not love uncertainty.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it is. That's what it is the uncertainty of it, and knowing that unfortunately we're going to have to cheer for Richmond. Like that sucks. That
That's
really
something
sucks.
I never thought I'd ever do.
No, and I really don't want to do that, but I'm going to have
But
to.
here we are.
I'm going to have to. But, you know, like, it is what it is at the end of the day, and, you know, whatever that result is, I want to go out and I want to win a game of footy on Sunday, and that's where my thought is going to. Brisbane are a great side, as we've just touched on, but yeah, I mean, I'm nervous. Like, I'm nervous about it.
It's our final.
Yeah.
It's a final before the finals, I guess.
It is.
Something that we've been speaking about all week is that for us, this is a must-win either way.
Yeah, it's like
You
a
know what I mean?
knockout final, regardless of
absolutely.
it. It's either going to set us up for the future, or it's going to put us in a finals position. So, like, regardless of it, it's a big win for our football club.
And we get to go up to Ballarat, which is cool. We haven't done that since the first 2 years with our practice matches being up there. But
Down
we
to Mars.
actually, at Mars Stadium, but we actually get to play for home and away points, which is kind of historical.
It is historical. It'd be awesome. Hopefully the people of Ballarat and our members can get out there and support us and be loud and give us as best of possible home ground advantage that we ask for. And it'll be great to see the red, white and blue faithful.
I'm actually really excited. It's a big ground.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Awesome ground.
Great deck.
It is. It's in good nick. I went out there. Oh, it's actually probably been a couple months. I'm not going to lie to you. I was going to say the other
last week actually, but when I think of it, actually last week I was in Perth.
In Perth, yeah, so not last week. You know when people do that all the time? They're like, oh, the other week I did this. And then you find out it was like 2 years ago and you're like, what? Anyways, it wasn't 2 years ago. It was like 3 months ago when I went out there. And it was in good nick then, so I'm sure it's in better nick now.
Great result. Well, Bon, not only is it been a big week, obviously, on the football front for our team, coming into this week against Brisbane in Ballarat, it has also been International Women's Day.
It has.
Break the bias.
Break the bias, yes. It's been International Women's Day on Tuesday.
Yep.
Been to a couple of amazing events this week.
Have you?
Yeah. And
Tell me more.
had the honour to speak at a couple. Yes. And I love just listening to like a few panels. So you have other inspirational women around you. And I was just like in awe. I got to do it with Belinda as well, Duarte, who's on our board.
Let's just touch on Belinda Duarte for just 1 second before you continue.
Yes.
Incredible woman. Is she not just like...
Incredible?
one of the most amazing human beings I've ever met in my entire life.
Yes.
Like, we do things that are pretty sacred to the team.
Yeah, we do.
I won't dive into what exactly they are that are necessarily sacred to us, but one person that we invite into those things is Belinda, because she's just that amazing, incredible woman.
Yes.
And she is like, just the way she speaks.
Her presence.
It's the aura about her. She's one of a kind and such a powerful, strong woman.
Yes.
And someone who is so incredibly inspiring, and someone that we're so fortunate to have on our board. I love Belinda.
We love Belinda.
She's amazing.
It's without going in too much detail what happens, in the inner sanctum, but yes, she speaks to it. She knows how to just captivate an audience.
Does she ever?
And it doesn't matter what the audience is, if it's an elite athletes or whether it's like the other day it was just a forum essentially.
Yep.
With the Community Foundation.
Yep.
And she emceed it, and how she's able to captivate, a room full of 100 people. I was sitting there in awe. Also had 2 other amazing women speaking about all things International Women's Day and breaking the bias. And I guess something that I wouldn't mind, to get your view on is just like, what are your thoughts around, breaking the bias and you on International Women's Day, you get to reflect on how far, I guess, women have come, but also can also highlight where we still need to go.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, gender equality is something we're pushing for in just every industry, every part of life. And I mean, why not? Really, like equality is huge. And it's something that we're definitely pushing for. I know as a football club and as people, Bon, I know that we're really grateful. We are.
Absolutely.
Don't get me wrong. Like we're extremely grateful of the opportunities that have arisen for us, and we're really proud of that too. But we're also like, give us more. Like we can push for more, and it's not that we're doing it in a way that's disrespectful or anything like that. But it's like, my Lord, we have put in the hours, we're putting in the work, we're dedicated, we're devoted, we genuinely care about what we're doing in life, and we have such a passion for it. And it's like, all we want is equal opportunity to do what we do.
Yeah.
That's all we're asking for. It's not like give us above and beyond what males get or, what other people get and stuff like that. It's like, give us just equal opportunities. That's all we're asking for.
Absolutely.
Really.
What's really important too for us, we're living out the dream of the work that women have done for women's footy in particular. Like, we're living that. Completely. And we're now like the custodians of where we need to take this league, women's footy in general. And we have to honour the work that the Debbie Lees, the Lisa Hardemans, that have done in this women's space, and honour them and the work that they've done. Again, reflecting on how far we've come. But now for us and the players of the league now, we need to make sure we're doing what we need to do so when we leave, we've left it in a better place and equal opportunity, and we'll take it with both hands and see where it goes.
I agree. That's great. I think that sums it up too. It's, we've seen the women before us do amazing work and get us to this position, but now the responsibility's in our hands. We can't keep sort of leaning back on them and being like, help us, Deb, help us, Lisa. They're always going to be there, but they've done so much work already. It's now in our hands to be like, okay, we've got to be the next lot of trailblazers moving through. We've got to be the ones that are like, we're going to break down barriers.
How much of Abby Wambach's work do you know?
I know a little bit about Abby Wambach.
Yeah, so do I know a little bit. We do actually have these conversations very often. Yes. But you did mention it just before about, being grateful but also demanding what you deserve. She also talks a lot about women celebrating women.
Oh, yeah.
And this is something that I love to harp on about every time I get asked, because I feel the movies you watch growing up, you almost have the two women pitted against each other.
Yes.
And they're always constantly in battle with each other.
Yeah.
And what I love when she speaks and kind of her philosophy around it is that we have to celebrate each other. If you see a successful person, a successful woman, you
get behind them.
Get behind them.
Support them.
There's no longer just that one seat at the table. There's more seats at the table, and you got to drag people up with you.
Yes. I love that so much, and it's I can't think of the exact phrase that it is that she uses. It's like almost along the lines of like cheer now from wherever you are, or
the pointing thing.
Yes, whatever it is, it's pointing. It's like, for instance, I think she uses it with soccer. Like, so for those who don't know, Abby Wambach, incredible soccer player. I think she was the leading goal scorer,
both men and women,
internationally. Incredible soccer career, and now she's written a book, Wolfpack.
Get onto it.
Get
every young boy, young girl reading that book.
and she does a podcast with her partner, Glennon Doyle, and it's incredible, like what they do and what they talk about and all that. But in the book, Wolfpack, I think it's, for Abby kicks the goal, right? She's the one that then gets all the recognition and the, well done, Abby, you're amazing, and the crowd's cheering her name almost. But it's like she points at other people on the field, like, no, Bonnie, you got me that goal. Like, you helped me get that. So I'm going to celebrate this with you. So I think you see it a lot, particularly with the women's US soccer team, that they celebrate all their goals with everyone. It's something that they're really passionate about doing. And it's because they want to recognise and acknowledge the other women that sort of help them get that goal. Yeah, sometimes like one person gets all the recognition, but it's a contribution from so many people. And it's about, supporting other women. And like why do we sort of bring other women down? Like, why are we like, oh, she's successful, damn you? It's like, no, she's successful, you rock. I rock. I want to support you, and like, I want to be on your level. Like, you inspire me. That's how I look at it. Like, I look at so many incredible women, and I'm like, particularly from like my perspective with the media front, and I know you probably have similar views as well, but like looking at a Daisy Pearce at the moment, I'm like, geez, Daisy's absolutely smashing it. She's like got this huge deal with Seven, like, and she's on their Friday night commentary team, and like, look where she got to get to where she is now. I'm like, that is genuine hard work. Yeah. And I'm like, it is amazing.
And a mum of two. I know. And is just killing the game.
I know.
And when
big shout out to all the mums in the league too. Oh. Like, it's incredible.
What they do, what their body goes through, and then able to still get yourself back and compete and be an elite athlete again is absolutely remarkable, and I'm in awe of those women. Yeah, absolutely. So definitely big shout out to them. But with Days, like, I love that she's, got that Friday night gig, because
she's breaking the bias.
She is breaking the bias, because when she speaks footy, she speaks footy.
She's a genuine, like, footy head. Yeah. Like, it's male or female out the picture. Yeah. She's a footy head.
And when she puts her analysis in on special comments, I'm like, yes, that's it. That's what happened. That explains why that happened.
Exactly. Yeah. It's
keep going, Days. We love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doing it for all the women out there.
Yeah, you rock.
You rock, Days.
Obviously, it's great to see these women in like amazing roles, and they've worked pretty damn hard to get to where they are, and I want to keep supporting them, and that's what International Women's Day is about. It's about acknowledging the incredible women we have, and that, particularly for us in women's footy, that we've come across in our time, and building them up. But it's also about like inspiring each other too, to be the next person that goes up and inspires another handful of women coming through the ranks, or young girls. We want to be those people. We want to fight for equality, and that's what we're doing at the moment. And I'm really proud of sort of, so many women, particularly within women's footy at the moment, talking and just speaking up and sharing their, like, we hear them, we hear you, we see you, and we acknowledge all the work that you're doing. Yeah, thank you for continually doing it.
And then kind of on top of that, with International Women's Day, it's almost encouraging the conversation not to stop. Yeah. And I honestly think the media has a great role to play in this.
I agree.
And sharing, we've got this podcast, we're really passionate of sharing the stories and the real life stories of AFLW players, and hopefully we broaden our horizons to other amazing female athletes and athletes in general, of like what it is like, to balance the world of being an athlete and also someone that needs to work or whatever it may be. And it's just making sure we continue to share those stories, because education and actually understanding what someone is going through, empathy, something that Abby and Abrene always talk about.
We love them.
But is so important.
I agree.
And that education piece, understanding, and it allows people that don't get it or give us negative comments, especially with women's football, actually an opportunity to understand what we're going through, or what the facts are that lie in front of us.
Exactly. And sometimes with it, it's like people, you don't know what you don't know.
Correct.
So if people don't know the hours that we're putting in, people don't know the sacrifices that we're making, they don't know it.
They don't know that our games are shorter.
Yeah.
We know because we know we play less time, but
they don't know where.
From the outset, they might be like, oh, they play the same. But no, we
16
play shorter.
players on the field, the rules are different, like the game's different and all that stuff. Like, people don't know what they don't know at the end of the day. So what we're doing is we're educating people and we're sharing what we know in hope to educate them, help them learn and grow with us.
Absolutely.
That's a part of it.
Bring them along.
Yeah.
Along with the journey.
Come along. And if they don't want to come along, they don't want to come along. You know, sit on the sidelines.
Chill out over there.
Yeah, that's okay.
But don't throw criticism at the girls that are willing to stand in the arena.
Exactly. Oh.
If you're not willing to know what it's really like.
Yep.
In those seats up there.
Yeah, I know.
No.
Yeah, you can comment quite well from up in the bleachers, can't you? It's unless you're in the arena, sometimes your opinion's just not really valid.
No.
Why would it be?
You go and jump in the arena.
Yes.
I've actually heard like a lot of people are getting on to that Brene concept.
Yeah.
A lot of athletes. I've heard a lot of AFLM players talk about it, as well as AFLW girls talk about that whole man in the arena concept, women as well.
Yeah.
And I love it. It's such an interesting, but that could be for a whole nother podcast.
Yeah. We should do like a podcast dedicated to Abby and Brene and Glennon Doyle.
We actually should.
We should.
And then like hopefully it goes viral and then that gets them on it.
Oh, that would be amazing. What a dream. What an absolute
How many times can we say it on the pod? We've thrown it out there. I actually ended up having this might be a little teaser into pods to come. While I was at this event on Thursday, I actually, in front of the whole crowd, asked Belinda whether she'd be on the pod. So she couldn't say no because it was in front of 80 people.
Peer pressure.
Yeah, so I was a strategic move by myself.
But Belinda's a big fan anyway.
Yes.
So
she was keen.
Yeah. So and we're keen on getting Belinda on.
Yeah, Belinda's got a really interesting story to tell.
Does she ever.
I would love just the listeners of the podcast to also be as captivated as we get to be when talking to her.
Absolutely. Bon, we have purposely not got a guest on for this episode.
Yes.
Because we've just wanted to have a chat and just share a bit about our thoughts as to what's happened over the last little bit. Obviously talk about International Women's Day because, again, why not? Go girls, go women. You guys rock, we rock.
And also, again, share those stories, what our life's been like and why it's been so hectic. We've had a few people tell us, why haven't you got another pod out? And we're like, well, it's been crazy. So we also like share what it's actually been like living our life the past 5 weeks.
I know, it's been crazy, but we're keen to keep it rolling. Obviously, you know, this weekend will be huge for us. Hopefully we can play finals footy. Fingers crossed. We're manifesting it. We're manifesting an amazing final series coming up for us.
And it's exciting. We get to go up the highway. And
can't wait to be in Ballarat.
Take it to the Ballarat people, and I love when we played our practice matches there. Yeah, they always got around the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a great community up there, so big shout out to them. But Bon, it's been great to have a chat with you, just us. I have no doubt we'll do it again and we'll do another pod, and we might target it a little bit more next time.
What do you mean?
Like, be more specific about your life.
But I want to know about you.
I want to know about you.
Oh, idea.
Yeah, so maybe in our next one we can do a...
You can be in the hot seat.
Yeah, we can do a hot seat.
I'll be the interviewer. Yeah, and you're the interviewee.
Yeah, perfect. That sounds good.
That's the lingo.
I love it. Well, thanks again, Bon, for the yarn.
Oh, thank you, Ellie, for the yarn. We could do this all day.
I know, we could. And also, again, another big thanks to the Pancake Parlor.
Lovely.
It's another episode of Off the Leash.
Off the Leash. Woo-hoo!